Where the fuck is McClay?
That's a hell of a lot of jerk on that gun, dude.
Jesus, what is that? Fucking 44 Magnum, dude? Stupid.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Okay, the Bogcast, episode 38. J. Alfonso, take one.
Sweet. You don't want to do it this time? Episode 38, J. Alfonso, Bogcast. Did I say that right?
Perfect.
That's pretty cool. Can you do it to
I
that
like the
camera?
accent.
That's a thing that we do. Here. You can do it to that camera. You're good, right, Don Rose? Alright.
The Bogcast, episode 38. J. Alfonso, take one.
Just set that on the side there. Yes, sir.
And action.
Awesome. This is the Bogcast, episode 38. We are officially sponsored by Banged Salon. Come get all your hair needs, including cuts, natural cuts, vivid colors, extensions, shampoos, and styling, all under one roof at Bang Salon. Find and message Bang Salon on Instagram at Bang Salon, at BANGDSALON. Use promo code
Bogcast.
for 20% off your first visit. Excuse me. So come on down and get banged by Jordan. But if you really try to bang her, I'll fucking kill you. Cool.
We're also we're not brought to you by RSO today, but I just want to shout them out. This is my RSO. If any of you guys don't know about RSO, make sure you go check it out. Info at trymyrso.com. This is a lifesaver, guys.
Cool.
Sweet. Awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a really exciting guest in the house today. He's an actor here in Phoenix. His name's J. Alfonso. I want to say I really appreciate you taking the time to come down to talk to us, man. How you doing today, man?
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. Doing awesome. Just finished looking at some homes with...
Yeah, how's that going,
Fiance.
man? You were doing that in the heat right now, man? It's been hot as fuck.
It's hot.
Yeah,
it's
it's
hot,
fucking
but you know
hot.
what? It's worth it, man. At the end of it's worth it, but it's hot.
You're finally making that big jump to homeowner?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool, man.
Is this first home?
First home, yeah. We'll start off renting.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get off the place we're at right now.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So you say you're looking down this area?
Yeah, Midtown, Uptown, Central Phoenix.
Yeah.
There's
I
some
was
cool
born
places.
I love it over here. I always loved it over here.
Yeah, there's a really cool vibe down here. Like Phoenix never felt like it had like a downtown. It always was like ghetto and shit.
Yeah.
But now it just there's this vibe. There's this artistic vibe even where people are down here creating shit.
Yeah,
There's
man.
cool art everywhere.
It's growing.
It's definitely growing.
It's
I see
definitely
definitely. I mean, it's already the fifth. We're like the fifth biggest city, aren't we, or something like
It's
that?
fifth or sixth, one of the two.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
we beat Dallas like 10 years ago for the fifth biggest city in
really?
the country or something
Wow.
like that. So, and it's only getting bigger. There's literally apartments coming up on every corner around here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
man.
it's fucking-
It's apartments being built everywhere.
Fucking crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Like the Safeway right here. Since I moved here, there's 3 apartment complexes that moved in every corner, and you can't even. It takes like fucking 45 minutes just to check out.
Yeah.
Finally, they put self checkouts in, so it's a little
There you
faster
go.
and shit. But fuck, it was a
Yeah,
nightmare getting in there.
I bet.
Anyway,
Man.
but fuck, man, you've been doing all kinds of acting shit, man. I don't even remember the set I met you on,
Dude,
man. It seemed like
I was thinking about that right now. I met you on the Tilt to Kill commercial.
Oh yeah, that was fun as
like,
fuck.
wow.
We met. I met a couple of cool dudes on that set.
How long ago was that?
Probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
No, more.
Well, I have only been acting for 3 years, so.
I think that was like 4 or 5 years ago, man.
Well, I started acting in.
When did you start acting? That was your first gig, you told me that day.
No, that wasn't.
Wasn't
that
your
was
first gig?
No, that was probably like my second or third like paid gig maybe.
Okay.
But I started acting in like mid to late 2016. So I had to have
So
been
like-
either 2016 or 17.
Okay, so 3 years ago then.
Yeah. But I remember,
Wow.
but that was a funny commercial for me because I learned a lot because the type of people that hang out at Tilt to Kill weren't the type of people that I look like. At the time I looked like this, probably like a hipster or something. I had long hair, you know, I was probably wearing skinny jeans and shit.
You had long hair, I
And
remember
they
that.
were looking for like dudes with bedazzled jeans and all that shit. And I remember being in like one of the main scenes and they just looking at me like, get that dude out of the shot and fucking and like right in front of me, and they
Is
just
this-
took me and pulled me aside, and like they put me as far in the background
Is this
as
a
possible.
camera guy?
Yeah, exactly. And I learned a lot on that. I was like, oh wow, you're not always, and I was like, I didn't care because I realized I didn't fit anyway. And it's funny because that same commercial I would see on YouTube for fucking like 2 years
Dude, I see
of the dude that replaced me in the shot. I was like, that could have been me. Just fucking like cheering at some like bullshit sports shit going on,
Right.
you know, or yeah.
My buddies will go to Tilt to Kill and they'll message me, hey, I just saw you. So
That's
no,
badass.
yeah. So I was booked for a feature extra on that because of my smile.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, you know what? It's a happy hour scene. So they put me in front. I was in the middle of like 5 people. It was just, all right, action. So we're just laughing and talking and cheering. And I was like, hey,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what else was fun on that set is well, shout out to Shane. I forgot his last name, but I don't know if you remember Shane. I remember talking to him
Shane?
with you. He had a big old beard then.
Yeah,
And anyway, they were actually pouring real beers out for us. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
So we had a real
Yeah.
beer, right?
I would find a way to fuck up every scene.
Yeah.
Bro, you're never gonna believe what I did. I fucking would take a sip, and then the waitress, who was like just an actress, had like real beers, and she kept replacing
Oh,
them. So
yeah?
I just kept sipping them, dude. And you weren't supposed to. I was like doing this completely. Like me and the other dude, we were just like, fuck this. And we probably drank at least. I probably had about 90 to 100 sips of beer, however much that. There's probably like 2 or 3 or 4 beers.
That's
you
probably
know
like
what I
3
mean?
beers.
Yeah. So I definitely had like 3 beers, and this was like 7 a.m. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I remember that. I remember. I forgot about that. I was like,
And this is right when I started acting, so I was like, this is fun as fuck.
Yeah, I was like, real beer. That's crazy. On
Yeah, it was
set?
real beer.
Yeah.
Yes, it was real beer because
Yeah.
they said you can't drink it. And we were
Exactly.
just, I don't know. we were just
And
doing
real
it.
food. We had food too. They
Oh.
served us food, man. It
If
was
they
awesome.
if they were
I remember
replacing
that.
it,
Because after they had all the food out for us,
Catered
and
from
said,
Tilt to Kill,
and you
yeah.
said you could have whatever you want. Sorry.
if they were replacing it, then they had to know people were drinking it.
Well, no, because the actress had
Oh, I
her
got
own
you.
pot beers too, and she would
Yeah.
just like we kind of like did like a wink, like she knew what I was doing, and she didn't give a fuck. She was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Here you go.
But I didn't
So-
say were you drunk?
I wasn't drunk. I had a great buzz in
It
the
was
morning.
awesome. It was a
Right
good
when you
time.
wake up and you usually have coffee and you
Yeah.
have fucking 90 sips
Yeah.
of beer. It's a
Yeah.
little like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's crazy. I'm cool that you remember
So
that. I
first-
totally forgot about that commercial,
dude.
dude.
First commercial gig we met. It's crazy.
Yeah. How long have you been acting at that point?
So that was 13. You said I was 13?
No, like 16. Yeah.
Since 2012, man.
Oh, word.
First thing I did was a theater show. I was working at Amazon. 2012, like 2021.
In the future.
I met this guy.
I
What
was
was
like,
that?
what? I was like, in the future?
Right?
2012. Did you work at Amazon?
No. I worked there for like 2 days and got
I
fired
think
by this
everybody
dude
worked
named
at Amazon, man.
Yeah.
There's some guy named Adolfo fired me.
Adolfo? Which
Yeah.
Amazon?
The one on I don't even remember, dude.
I
I was
worked at the
fucking
new
2
one,
days, and
the
I just
new
kept.
one at Goodyear.
I was a shitty worker. I could not keep
So
up.
is that place like walking into a fucking the future and shit, man?
It's huge, man. Like all this, you see all this equipment and people ordering stuff, and you can see their name, what they order when it's being shipped, and
Yeah.
you see some weird stuff like
Oh, I know.
sex toys and all that.
I realized all the bullshit Americans buy from the 2 days I worked. I was
Dude.
like, I can't believe people are buying this
Like, what-
shit.
like, really?
Like, it's just shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's making money, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking can't hate the hustle, man.
Yeah.
It's making places go out of business right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
They're taking it all.
Exactly.
Good for
But I'm
them.
thankful for Amazon, honestly. So that was my first gig. I met this guy.
I just gotta get you to talk into the.
I met this- oh, my bad. Okay.
You can move it towards
You can
you,
move
yeah.
it and shit.
I
Sorry,
met
brother.
this guy there. I was his so in Amazon when you work with like a group.
Mhm.
So we were talking. It's like, hey, so what do you want to do what's your dream or your goal? I was like, I want to act. He's like, oh, okay. Like, well, I told him, what about you? I was like, I do music. I produce music for, he's done stuff like MB Writers and this other guy, Frankie J. So we're talking. He's like, well, my wife is, she's a writer. She's writing a play. We're looking for somebody else. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, come by and give me your number. Well, I'll call you. And I think it's like a couple lines. Like, I was like, I'll take it. So she's a writer. And so he calls me, hey, come do some rehearsals. And it was at Copper Canyon High School. You guys know Copper Canyon, right?
I've heard of it. I don't know
Down
what's
by
that.
Westgate. So
Oh, okay,
I was
okay.
like, hey, man. So I think it was like 2 days before the big show, so a couple lines, and so I come out there nervous, man, people watching, and boom, say my 2 lines and it's over. But from there I met somebody, then connections, and
Yeah.
That's the
you
most
build
important
connections,
part.
man.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
networking.
That's how it was for me too. Exactly.
yeah.
Same
So
story.
from there, just boom, man. Like
Yeah.
the acting stuff just went out of.
it just never stopped.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
stop.
So it doesn't stop to the point where you had to film at fucking Cannes Film Festival.
The
right?
Cannes Film Festival
How
movie,
crazy
man.
is that, bro?
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's like the granddaddy of all granddaddy of fucking
Dude,
film festivals, dude.
So yes, let me tell you about that. So again, connections, man. So Adam Bernardi.
Oh yeah, I love Adam. He's coming on in a couple.
Oh,
weeks.
nice. Yeah. So he reached out to me. He's like, hey Jay, I got this role for you. I think you'd be perfect fit. It'll be filmed in like Vegas and Kingman, and it pays this, pays that. Like, what do you think? He sent me the script, and I read the script. I'm like, I love the script. It's awesome. So I go down. Me and the fiance, we go down there, and we're filming the first day. We had the director of the movie. He owns a restaurant, so we meet there, and so I ended up finding out that movie, my role that I played was supposed to be for Danny Trejo.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So this guy, the budget was $400,000.
Wow.
So this guy was like gonna pay him, man. Like, so he's like, we were filming out at the second day on set in the river, some river over there, by Laughlin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
like-
Little Colorado.
Yeah. So he's like, you know what, like your role, man, like it was supposed to be for Danny Trejo. I'm talking to the agent. I was talking so I saw the emails, but Danny Trejo wasn't available till like the next year. He's like, I can't wait that long. And
That's fucking
he's
cool.
like, but you're like, it's your role, and I'm like, that's crazy. So my role was I was playing Coyote, people that cross on the border. So he had so the guy was from India. That was his story. A guy coming from India to the U.S. for the dream, and we meet. He comes to Mexico, and I pick him up. So I'm crossing the guy from India, from China, from Russia. I went from Mexico and somewhere else in Europe.
What's the name of the film?
It's called Mr. Deshee.
Jamie, can you look that up?
Mr. Deshee.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Mr. and Deshee.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I was on set for that, man, and then later on there's I got tagged in the post saying the movie got invited to Cannes Film Festival. So I'm like, wow.
Dude,
That's crazy.
How many lines did you have? Do you have a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
lines?
what I was
so,
gonna
so
ask,
for
yeah.
that
How
I
big
was
was
like,
the
I had a
role?
big role, so I was like I was a bad guy in the movie.
Wow.
So I was on set for 5 days. A lot of lines. Some just came out natural. Just
Was Adam in the movie?
he was.
Did you have scenes with him?
I didn't have scenes with him. I was there before him. So, but Adam was another big lead role in the movie. It was me, the guy, Mr. Deshee.
Did they pay for you to stay there?
So the
For
guy,
boarding?
so the guy, so the guy owned the hotel too. So this guy came from India, man. He had like money. He had a restaurant. He had hotels, and gas stations. So the hotel that he had for the actors wasn't. So I had my fiance with me. So she's like, you know what? How about we stay somewhere else? You know, I'm not feeling this place. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, he had food for us. He had to stay in, but we didn't end up staying at that place.
That's
that
cool,
he
man.
had,
That's a good gig, you know?
Yeah.
That is really cool. Is this kind of like a true story, or
So
is
it's
it
a true story. That's a true story. It's about him coming from India and actually coming over here, man, for the dream. And so
a
it's true
fucking
story.
Success story. Yeah.
True story.
That's fucking cool as shit. And you actually hung out with the dude?
Yeah, I was there with him, man. I talk to him every now and then. We're actually gonna have a red carpet Vegas in the U.S. in
that's dope.
Vegas,
Wow.
because that's where he knows people in Vegas. That's the production is from.
Yeah.
Kingman in Vegas. So yeah, it's coming soon. I think this end of the month or September. That
That's
big red
fucking
carpet, man.
cool,
So I'm
man.
excited
Fuck
for
yeah,
that.
dude. Congratulations, man.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. I
That's
really
huge.
fucking
Thank
hearing
you.
that kind of
Yeah.
shit, dude. Did
have
you go?
you have you oh sorry, have you heard any, like, has this like caused things to start happening as fast as now? I mean, are you getting more calls, or has anybody contacted you because of this role?
Yeah, I mean, every time I did in my resume every time I do something else. So when I put that movie, and I put
The
Cannes Film Festival,
Yeah.
Oh fuck
like
yeah.
people like, dude, like that's awesome. So I get like, we want you, can we use you? You got a good look, and let's work. So I've submitted to a couple stuff before, and I forget to put that because for some reason I can't upload the resume. But when I put that, they're like, okay, awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy, man, how
That's
it
fucking
changes.
cool as
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's fuck.
Did you go to see it?
I didn't get to go. Something happened with in the family from my fiance's side, so it was like almost the same date, right?
That's
And
a
it's just the
bummer.
tickets went
Yeah.
up, man, like $2,000.
Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
So didn't want to stress about that.
How
you
well
know?
was it received there? Do you know?
It
Or
was good. It got a distributor here in the U.S.
Wow.
Couple, like two.
Wow,
I wanted it.
dude. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
man.
amazing, man. I
Yeah.
fucking love those kinds of stories.
It's
and
awesome,
fucking-
man.
That's
So-
so cool.
So the trailer before it went to Cannes, it was like showing in Miami, then it showed in Hong Kong. It showed in, where else did it show? Yeah, just all over the place, man. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Out of nowhere, like,
Yeah,
to
out
get
of
a
nowhere, man.
call.
So,
Yeah. Like you said, networking, man.
It's
That's
just
one
a
of the most
network, man.
important things in life, period.
oh yeah,
is
definitely.
just to be cool to people. I mean, don't take any shit, but be cool to people. If you're a cool person to hang around with, people are gonna remember you.
you gotta be
And,
cool,
yeah,
man. Humble, like.
Yeah.
Not
Like-
just that, but taking advantage of the opportunities
Of
that
the
they
opportunities
throw you,
they
too.
throw you,
Sometimes
yes.
people get thrown opportunities and they don't take them. And
Yeah.
You took that opportunity and went up there. Not a lot of actors in Phoenix would go to Vegas
No.
to do that.
Yeah, man.
Right.
It was just like the pay, it was okay pay, but it's just the script, man. I was like, I'm taking it because this movie's
Yeah.
gonna go somewhere, So it was all about the script,
Yeah.
Like I fell in love with the script. I'm like, this is a good story. It's a good story now, man. I'll do it. So
That's
on.
cool, dude.
yeah, man.
Do you have any other features or any projects you've been doing? Or
What else have I been doing? Let's see. Got to do a couple commercials like past.
I know
past
we
months.
did that PetSmart
We
training.
did the
thing.
PetSmart. Yeah, the PetSmart. I think that's out.
Oh, it
I
came
think
out.
that's gonna be out pretty soon, like this month, end of the
Well,
month.
how would you even see that? Isn't that a training video?
Yeah, but he said he's
Oh,
gonna send it to me.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If I get it, I got you.
That's cool. I mean, I was just doing squats.
That's what I was doing too. So that was it was
Whatever you donate the hustle. Whatever you get paid
hey
for,
man, if
Fuck
someone's
it, man.
watching you,
Yeah.
I don't need me doing squats for my reel.
Yeah, my squats were horrible.
No, it was like it was like a film in the warehouse, and then it was like a training video to show the. You know how we used to have to stretch
Yes.
for ST.
As
So imagine
bullshit.
imagine if there was a video for it. You know what I mean? So it's like
yeah.
they created a video.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
I have to watch those all the time
Oh,
at
re-
my place.
oh,
yeah,
really?
those silly training videos that you have to take
that's-
once a day.
Those are fucking great paying for actors.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet because they get used.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
yeah.
And also they have to be renewed a lot, like every year, so they're constantly shooting.
Yeah.
Stuff.
That'd be so weird. Like if I'm just chilling at work and I go to take this fucking shitty training video, and Keith pops up.
Right?
Like what?
that
That'd be
happened to
weird.
That
that's
quit.
what happened to Jordan's uncle actually.
Really?
Yeah. He was
That's
like,
pretty
"What
cool.
the fuck?" He like, "What is?" Because I played an angry customer, and I bought a leaky fish tank, and I was like, "This is bullshit, blah blah blah," and they showed like how to remove me from the situation all calmly, and Jordan's uncle was like, "Holy shit, it's Keith! What the fuck?"
That's funny. You said you saw yourself a couple times, right? For some
PetSmart. or-
PetSmart posters.
Well, okay,
what
so
was
I
that?
have an in because Jordan's dad works there. So when you go back to the lunchroom or whatever, they have like those goofy posters of
Oh,
like what to say,
yeah.
to do, and not to do, and
You're right there.
all of our friends are in them, like Sean Grant, Jessica
really?
Morgan,
That's
like
funny.
almost every actor in Phoenix has their picture and like doing something for
That's
PetSmart
funny,
at some
yeah,
point, I
yeah.
think. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I wasn't really sure how. So her dad just sent me a picture of it. That's how I got it.
I think I saw
didn't-
that post.
I never got anything from the crew
Yeah.
or anything like that. So that's why I was wondering how you would see it. So that's cool.
Were you saying that you used to do music production?
No, the guy I met that gave me
Oh,
that
okay.
gig did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he put like his wife was a writer, so say, hey, I got a spot for you if you want to take it.
Yeah.
Took it.
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah. What kind of films are you into? Do you try to draw? Are you into certain actors and that you look up to and
certain actors. Yeah, I like The Rock, man. He's been killing it, man.
He's fucking-
That dude works his
I'm not
ass
gonna
off,
say I like him
bro.
as an actor, but he's inspiring.
person
as
that-
fuck. Yes, he's very inspiring.
He's a hard worker, man. This guy's like killing it right now in Hollywood. So,
It's funny you bring him up because on the flip side, I had to do another podcast where I talk about like sports cards and comic books and shit. And we were talking about there's a card. There's like back when The Rock was at the University of Miami, they put out like a program for one of the games. They had like a little sheet inside that had like the cards, you know, that you could like tear out.
Yeah.
And that card, that sheet has on it The Rock, Warren Sapp, and Ray Lewis.
Whoa.
Right? That Rock card sells for like $1,000.
Wow. Are you
That's
talking about
crazy.
those little magazines with the kid stuff?
Yeah.
Dude, like I used to rip those things all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You found a Rock one?
Yeah,
You found it?
No.
They were just talking
okay.
about it.
It's
That's crazy.
It's
Wow.
something that people look for and stuff.
Was it a
like that.
wrestling one?
No. Well, that's what we were
'Cause
talking
it's sports,
about.
right?
Yeah.
It's a sport one, right?
We were talking about wrestling because a lot of the guys that I do this show with are really into wrestling, right?
Right.
So that's what we were talking about. We were talking about like Goldberg played football, The Rock played football, Brock Lesnar played football, and they all have cards that like if you find them, you could sell them for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you can
Those
find
things,
them.
yeah, they sell. I remember they sell, yeah.
So
It's probably hard to find them in
There's
good
like a
condition.
Michael Phelps one that was selling for like
Tiger
couple
Woods,
thousand,
remember
yeah,
the Tiger
yeah.
Woods one? That sells. I mean, at one time that was selling for like $10,000,
yeah,
man.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Michael Phelps has a card?
in those magazines. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
those college
Like the
cards.
Yeah.
swimming one.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, man. I grew up collecting cards and shit, man. I was really into that.
Me too,
shit.
man. Baseball, basketball, and
Yeah.
You don't need that no more?
Pokemon.
Did you play sports?
I played baseball almost my whole life. Basketball. That was one of my first dreams, man. Be a
Be a baseball player.
baseball player.
Yeah.
What team are you into?
I like the Yankees. Of course, the D-backs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you
Do you
going
still
for? Who did you go for during the Yankees D-backs in the World Series?
D-backs. That time D-backs.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
2001.
You know what? That's so
No,
crazy.
I got to see the game, man. Like,
I was at game too.
Like I got to see the game, and when that Gonzalez just hit that, like,
No way.
That single
boom, right
that
there in the middle,
blooper.
man. Like
Yeah.
just perfect hit, game over. Like,
You were there?
We were talking
No,
about
I
that.
watched it on TV.
Oh,
yeah.
Think about how crazy
wish.
that was at that time because 9/11 had just happened. Everybody's rooting
Dude.
for the Yankees.
They are.
Everybody's
No.
like, yes, they were,
Well,
bro, because of
well-
9/11. That's like the only time the Yankees got a pass.
I mean, like here, obviously there.
Oh,
was a
not
lot
here.
Of,
Yeah. And like the whole world.
that would have
but,
been
like,
crazy if the Yankees would have won.
Yeah, because it was 9/11. But here, that's why it made it so great. It was like the
That was crazy. There were
David versus
snipers on-
Goliath. You know.
Yeah.
There were snipers on the roof and shit. I remember. I took my dad a game too.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah.
the stealth flew over. The stealth bomber
Yeah, I
flew
saw. Yeah, it was
over.
bad
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That was fucking nuts, man. That's
I forgot about
probably
that.
like the greatest sporting event ever. To
Yeah, it
happen
was
at
it
this
was a
place.
good game. It was good to see, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
people were all partying downtown, man.
Yeah,
Having a
I remember
fucking
like
blast.
cars just honking everywhere. Like
Yeah.
Arizona never really had a team like that to do that.
No.
something like
Well,
that.
the Suns in '93, but not
never
for a
won.
while. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
never
We've never
won.
won.
But
that
they
one.
always had a good team back in the day, man. Like
Yes.
they should have won.
Yeah, they should have. That year they went in '93. They should have won.
Well,
And
you know-
they should have won when they had Steve Nash.
Well, I don't.
I like Steve Nash.
I hate talking about sports because I don't know dick about it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think they should have won that year when that fight broke out and they got suspended, and they also had those corrupt refs and shit.
Yes.
The Sun, there's a whole season where the Suns got fucked and they should have won with
Yes.
Nash and Stoudemire and
Yes.
Good team too.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when that fight broke out and they fucking
That was
benched?
awesome.
They benched I think Stoudemire for game 7 or
Yeah.
6 or something like
They
that.
benched him for getting
off
the bench.
They suspended
Yes.
him.
That
Yeah,
was
for
so
one
stupid.
game. Yeah.
That fucked the Suns.
Yeah. Fucking Robert
Anyway.
and Robert Horry. So.
I like he has a mic over there too. That's cool.
Oh yeah. He's our Jamie.
Dude, every time like, actually my fiance got me to podcasts, man.
Oh, sick.
Every time we go to work, we listen to a podcast,
What's your-
like
what-
4 or 5 podcasts.
Name a few. I want.
Murder podcast.
Fuck yeah.
Those
Those
my,
are really
my favorite
popular now.
murder. That's
Oh,
a good
yeah,
one, dude.
yeah.
That's the 2 girls that travel and stuff
Yeah.
and KOTOR.
Did you ever get into? There's one. It was about a teacher in Alabama That one was amazing. The one where the teacher, they didn't know who killed her, and the guy started doing an investigating podcast on it. And
Holy
they,
shit.
They,
Oh
they
yeah,
figured it
yeah.
out.
They figured it out from the
Wow.
podcast.
That was amazing. Yeah.
She was
If
telling
you
me about
guys
that.
haven't seen it, we won't spoil it, but go. This is like one where we don't want to spoil it because it's so cool. Like
Yeah.
how cool.
Fuck,
it
I need
is.
to check it out. Shit.
Yeah. I love those things, man.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
those
it's
type
cool,
of
man.
things.
And another one is just a lot of murder ones, man. And another one, the other one is what's the other one called? Oh, The Read. The Read. So it's about black culture
Okay.
and just like stuff that you hear, like coming out, music, and then
Yeah.
That's cool.
what's going on. And
Do you guys listen more?
industry.
Or are there video podcasts?
we
that you
listen
watch? Do you
more
Listen
because
more.
we're on the
Yeah.
way to work.
Driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Podcasts are awesome,
They're
man.
cool, man. It's
Yeah.
just it's like it's growing, man. Like that's why I'm happy. Like when I heard you were doing this, I was like,
Yeah.
I can see keep doing that.
We're
Yeah.
loving it, man. We're
Yeah,
having a
man.
great time.
It's honestly, it's
dude.
an excuse to hang out with my fucking best friend,
Dude,
smoke
you-
weed, and talk to fucking badass motherfuckers.
There you
dude.
go.
Seriously.
There you go.
So I appreciate you fucking doing it, man.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, do you listen to the Church of What's Happening Now?
No, what is
No.
that?
It's a comedian named Joey Diaz has a podcast.
Okay.
This is funny as fuck, some goofy funny.
comedy-
Actually, but
comedy?
it's really inspiring at the same
Nice.
time
Yeah,
too.
very inspiring.
He's actually Joe Rogan claims he's the funniest guy on the planet.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
claims that Joey Diaz is the
Oh,
funniest
okay.
guy.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I think I saw that. I heard of
Yeah,
that.
Joe,
Yeah.
Joey Diaz is from Cuba and shit. And
Joey
fucking-
Diaz is that big guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Cuba guy, he's from
yep,
Cuba.
Yep. I
That
saw.
guy is my hero, bro. I love that guy more. Him and Stephen Wright. And actually, I don't listen to Ari's podcast as much as I should recently.
I remember
but Ari Shaffir is
Joe
pretty
Rogan
badass.
talking about Joey. I you know what? I heard a couple of
Yeah.
Joey's podcast.
Joey Diaz,
episodes.
yeah. He's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
That guy. I love that guy. But,
Yeah. He's probably his show is definitely one of the reasons that like kind of we started so fast. I think that show kind of inspired.
Just wanted to do it.
Yeah,
Diaz?
just to do it.
It's just
yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
do it or you don't, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's how stuff is.
Just
like,
do it, and you'll learn along the way, and you'll figure things out. I mean, things change a lot.
You just
so.
it's just you learn from there, man. Like people
He's
are
been
afraid.
telling me to start a podcast for like 8 years. And then finally last September, we're just like, fuck it, let's finally do it.
You're doing it.
And
You're an
now
episode.
we're finally now you're episode 38.
Dude.
So it's like, you just got to do it.
You have
We're
to,
talking
man.
about it.
You learn through
Yeah.
the process. Like people are worried about, oh, how am I gonna do it, or what does it take? Just do it, man. You learn. Like
Figure it out.
a lot of them, when I'm hearing that from a lot of actors that's basically how it starts. It's like just like a split decision, just to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go do it. Whether it's somebody asking about it, or whether it's somebody asking, hey, do you mind trying out for this role, or I just want to. Do you want to be an extra? Somebody goes
Yeah.
on to be an extra, and they like, oh, I really fucking love this. I want to do this, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they're kind of catching the bug. You know what I mean?
That's what happened to me, man. Like, so the reason I didn't start acting as a kid, I went to I think I was like 10 years old. My parents took me to a Disney casting. So I wait the line, all the kids in front of me. Then it's my turn. I see a big TV there. And then they're asking, what's your favorite actor? What do you do for fun? Blah, blah,
Wait
blah.
a minute. Was this for Free Willy?
Maybe.
How old are you?
I think I was like 9, 10.
How old are you though?
I'm 27.
No.
You're gonna be 28.
Oh,
No,
okay,
no.
sorry. Never
Yeah.
mind. I came
No,
on the
Free
story
Willy came out what? Like,
because I did
Yeah.
the same exact thing for Free Willy when I was a kid. My parents brought me to it.
how old are you?
What's that?
How old are you?
38.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm old as fuck. Sorry, my bad.
Dude, I
Sorry
would
about
not guess that.
Free Willy came out in '93.
I thought you were like
Yeah.
late 20s.
Thank
Honestly,
you, bro.
no,
I appreciate
honestly.
that. Thank you. I appreciate that because I'm gonna be 40. And I
Soon.
don't know what's gonna happen.
You're fucking old, dude. You're fucking old,
Fuck
bro.
you.
Dude, I
You're
swear,
older than me,
I
asshole.
always thought,
Fucking old.
like in your late 20s, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right when
Looking
you
good,
turn
man.
30, your back goes.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, you're fucked. So enjoy this, bro.
Yeah, fucking.
Do
I
as
think my
much-
bat's already gone. My back. I can't
Yeah.
even do squats. That's more commercial. When you see it, you'll see. No, but everybody
My back's already
going in and watching the is gonna get hurt the next week
Yeah.
from the bad squats. Don't do those squats. No, but so I go in that Disney casting,
Sorry.
saying all this stuff and like my favorite actor is this. I like Adam. I said Adam Sandler that time. No, I said Jim Carrey. That's when Jim Carrey was like
Yeah.
late 90s, you know?
Yeah.
Or early 90s. And then at the end, like, all right, so we have this subscription, $6,000. We take you to classes, this and that. And I'm like, My parents like, we can't pay $6,000. Like, no way. So we left. So since then, I thought acting was always you got to pay, man.
Yeah.
That's why I never did it. Like, until I started through high school and college. Like, wait, you don't need money. You don't need money to start acting. Like, just like get connections, get an agent, go to auditions, and
Hell, take it a class.
so from
at
there,
high
man.
School.
So from there, like, so that's what kind of stopped. Like when people ask me, you always wanted to be actor, why didn't you do it? Because of that. I thought it was always money, man.
Because when I was in elementary school, I wrote for this newspaper, and it ended up, it's a long story, but I ended up being like on Fox 15 every Saturday doing these like these goofy news stories and shit. And so my parents kind of thought I would want to be into acting, so they brought me to that Free Willy casting call. What the fuck? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And then fuck, I forgot what I was talking about.
So you did this thing and it went to
the
news.
No, and then so they brought me the casting call, but then they went to give me headshots or whatever, and there was this like book that my parents were told about, this book that directors look at, and you have to pay to get your headshot in this book, you know what I mean? It was all this money, and we're like, what the fuck? And so that was kind of like one of the things that I think held me back, or at least my parents from holding me back from acting when I was young, is money too, because we were told you have to pay this and pay that, and I was like, so I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. So, and then my parents coming from like his Latino Hispanic family, you know, they don't know what to do or get the research or
what resources are
the
available.
resources and all that. Like, so.
Did you grow up in Arizona?
Yeah, born and raised here, man. Native. Yeah,
that's cool.
You don't see much natives.
No,
it's rare.
Arizona is usually a population of people from where it's cold.
Yeah,
usually
a lot of people from California,
Midwest,
like Denver.
California, yeah. We're a population of transplants.
Yeah.
So.
Well, not anymore. I mean, was Chris born here?
I was born in Reno, but I moved here when I was 6 months old. So people who say I'm not a native can fuck off.
6 months. I think you definitely made it 6 months for sure.
Yeah.
You get like a 6 month buffer.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So born and raised here.
What area of town?
Maryville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my brother used to be down in Maryville all the time. That's where my dad grew up in Maryville.
What part? What area?
He went to Alhambra, but he lived right by Andalusia Elementary School.
Okay. Yeah.
So we used to be there all the time,
nice.
dude, up until I don't know, like 1996 or 7, and I remember my dad talking about, you know, how that part of town was like the only part of town other than downtown. You know? And now we're totally, I mean, we're so far spread out. And I say the same thing when I talked about people about when I was growing up, where we were growing up at like 51st Avenue and Bell Road. That was the same thing. There was nothing around. Everything was desert. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we're growing so fast outwards.
Yeah, it's growing, man. It's growing. And I remember that Deshee Mall was like the suburban, like nice area. And where people would go.
Metro Center,
Metro Center, like, Metro Center was a spot, man. In the 90s.
Fuck yeah.
That was crazy, man.
You remember Westridge? Westridge Mall, Valley West Mall?
Yeah.
I remember we used to go to those malls all the time. Valley West Mall, Westridge Mall.
Metro Center's a fucking Walmart now.
Good times, man. 90s, best good times, man.
Yeah, you're 100% right. That what was that movie that Jonah Hill did? The
mid-90s?
Mid-90s, yeah.
Great film.
I think we're going to start seeing more films about that era.
Yeah.
Well, look at Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel is totally about that era.
Yep.
I think about that all the time when we're living in the generation. Like 10 years from now, there'll be movies about this generation.
Yeah.
Like that, you know? I was thinking about
that.
Well,
they're making movies about the generation from, like 2000 to 2020 now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's that show on HBO? Euphoria.
Yeah. That show is fucking wild.
Yeah, Euphoria.
Yeah.
Again, another show my fiance got me into.
Yeah.
But just crazy. The way it's like directed and a film, man. Shot, it's just like, dude, the first 2 episodes I saw it when I went to Wyoming for the summer. Dude, like I got like depressed, man. No, I swear, like I got down and stressed. I'm like, like, what the hell is going on?
Some
like,
of it's hard to
this show
watch.
was like, it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot.
But
of
it was
people
just like
say
so
that.
filmed nice and like,
I've only watched the first 2 episodes, so we still have
Dude.
to finish it. So
dude, it just got down. Like, I don't want to like
Kind of
watch
like
this
Kids.
stuff.
You
Yeah,
remember
like,
the first time you saw that movie,
yeah,
Kids?
that's fucking.
I remember that movie made me feel so shitty at the end of that movie.
And then
Yeah,
I saw Gummo and I felt better.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
That movie's crazy.
But yeah, Euphoria, man, good show. And this gonna be a second season. Is that what
I
they're
don't
saying?
know if they're gonna be. I have no idea. It was just kind of crazy to see some of those kids play some of those roles.
Yeah, and the crazy part is like there were high school kids in the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like doing drugs and then
I
having
feel
sex
like
with
that's more
older
of a
people.
college
Like, it was
atmosphere.
that's what I was saying. Like a lot of people that watch the show, like one of my friends, director friends, David. He's like, it would have been better if it was like college.
Yes.
Yeah,
act
but
like-
I'm so old. I don't know if kids are doing. I mean, I'm sure
You know
they
what,
are.
man?
It
Like,
probably is
I'm-
like that now.
probably
And I just
now,
don't
man.
even know.
Like,
It
mean,
will have a second season.
it will.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jamie.
Nice.
It also says on here a funny fact that there were over 30 shots of penises in the movie.
That's another
Or in
thing.
the
I'm like,
show.
That's
what
why
the-
Brian wants to see it.
I'm like, what the heck is
I
this? Like,
Yeah.
Actually, there was a
lot.
lot of wieners when I think. No, I think.
yeah,
about it.
there
I
was.
like,
Like the first.
HBO loves showing. They love showing titties for sure. Almost every episode of every show has titties. But then there's showing a lot of wieners recently.
Like
They're
the second episode of that, I was like, what the? Like, honey, what are we watching? What is this?
Yeah. Yeah. There was a couple shows that did that. I think a couple times with True Blood.
The best wiener
Oh.
is in Watchmen.
Yeah, that was kind of rough.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do that in the show.
No.
Because that dude's supposed to come back in the show. I don't want to see Big Blue Wiener anymore, man.
But True Blood, man. True Blood is
That
show is awesome.
You
That
know
show
what?
was awesome. I like
I like
got a
the- I
little
like the
goofy.
whole-
I didn't like the fairy bullshit, but the
The
first 3
ending
seasons-
was shitty.
Yeah, the first
All
3
shows
seasons
are
was
like
nice,
that.
man. It was cool.
Fuck
Like,
yeah.
But after that, it was just like
Eric's
yeah.
backstory with the Vikings and
Yes,
fucking
that was
all his
so
shit.
badass.
And
yeah,
I love the
good show. I like where it was filmed, like New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Like South.
Yeah. I remember, Keith, you were living with me at the time, and you're like, dude, you got to check the show out.
Oh, yeah, you binged it.
Yeah, you go. And I'm like, no, it looks too weird. This is exactly what you said. You go, it's really fucking weird. But I'm telling you, it's good. And I remember I watched, like, the first season was kind of a little weird, and then as soon as the second season started, it was fucking badass.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
a good
remember,
show, man.
yeah, I watch it nonstop. The last couple seasons were kind
like
of
season
fucked.
4 or 5 when she becomes they tell you she's a fairy.
Yeah,
and
it was
I was like,
fucking
I don't know. I
weird.
really like the fairy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think all good shows eventually go to shit. Like after
Yeah,
4 or
because they
5
want to
seasons.
keep going and going.
Well,
like,
no, not only that, but the writers never originally stay with them. They usually like move on to other what they think is bigger, better projects, and so
Exactly.
they have different writers. And then like Dexter, I think is the best example of a show gone to straight to shit. That was one of the baddest shows of all time.
Yeah.
The first 5 seasons of Dexter are probably top 10 of one of my shows ever for sure.
First
You
5
haven't even
seasons.
seen Dexter still,
no.
huh? No.
I never seen Dexter, but I always
It's
heard
so
good things
fucking
about
good,
it.
man.
What about? Did you guys hear about Breaking Bad? They got.
I saw a
the-
trailer for it.
Yeah.
Today, actually. It's a
Yeah, I
movie.
didn't see it. Did it look
a-
okay?
It's just a teaser.
Okay, because I
Yeah.
heard it's just Aaron Paul. It's not. What's his name? Brian Cranston. Is
No,
Brian
I'm pretty
Cranston
sure
in it?
It has to be.
Okay. Okay.
As a matter of fact, they both posted on Jamie.
Brian Cranston is in it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember on Twitter, Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston both posted 2 jackasses, the same picture.
Oh,
That's kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
their
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
are like jackasses, kind of. So, did you watch Breaking Bad?
I watched a couple episodes of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that show's pretty.
I
sick.
that's one of the only series that because I haven't seen it either, but it's one of the only series that I consistently hear people say the ending was good on.
Yes, that's one of the few shows where
Yeah.
the hardest part of Breaking Bad is honestly the first season. But it's not like that it's bad. It's just not as
It's
good as
set
the rest
up.
of them. But
It's
yeah, it's
set
such
up.
good setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, a guy who fucking can't pay his medical bills because of cancer and fuccking starts dealing meth. I mean, that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy,
it's, and it's like true, like to a lot of things. I mean, not that they start shooting meth,
But
as,
yeah,
as
yeah.
far as people not being able to afford and
They do-
Yeah.
doing things out of their
When
norm.
when you're really in a spot, the things that you'll do to get out of that
Yeah.
spot.
And then like that character that Bryan Cranston plays and what he turns into and becomes and
Yeah.
oh man, it's so good.
Yeah.
You watch
the
that?
thing, man. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like you don't know how far you can go, how your limits until like it's that second or that moment, man.
Well, talking about that, when you were saying you were playing the coyote, that what did you do to learn how? I mean, did you go hang? Did you go talk to people and?
So you know what? Every time I get a role, man. So every time I get a new role, I kind of picture it first. I picture it, and then. Okay, so let me start back from. So when I watch movies, I see movies different, I think, than most people. I see a movie like what the actors. So I stick with one actor first in the movie, and I see what he does and how he's acting or the situation, and so that kind of like sticks in my head. And I see what the other one's doing, and I see like I see the cameras in the back. Like I just picture everything, you know. So. I watched like another growing up like novelas, soap operas in Spanish. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, so this guy's gonna be the mean and tough and just an asshole, you know. So that was sticking in my head. But before I went down over there to Kingman in Vegas, I put on some shows on Netflix just to get a better taste, you know, a better feel. But I made it into my own, you know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I made it into my own and just prepared myself and just read lines and watched a couple episodes and watch a couple episodes. Watch a couple
What the fuck are you doing? You're chewing fucking ice right next to a microphone? Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Sorry, Jay.
No problem. No worries. But yeah, man, so I prepare myself that way, you know? I need some ice.
I learned something. I learned not to do that. I didn't mean to swallow them, and I didn't know what to do with them. So,
yeah, man. So,
is there any documentaries? I can't even think. I'm sure there's.
So
tons
I looked
of
up
documentaries.
I looked up nauticals. Some of nauticals in a way. What else?
Yeah, there's probably
just different stuff on YouTube too, man. Like, just different stuff, and I'm like, okay, I got a good vibe. I got a good feeling. And the guys, like, the directors, the camera crew, and the makeup artists, they were scared, man. Like, oh my God.
That's cool.
It felt so real. You look real. Like,
that's
so
cool.
It felt good, you know, like hearing that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you never get feedback when you're doing shit. So, like, when you hear anything, you're like, fuck it, at least I do something's
exactly. Right. So, like, I would never picture you like this. Like, you're so nice. And, like, it's acting.
That's acting. Yeah. Fucking A.
I was telling these guys, like, when, like, you'll do a scene and then the directors will cut. They never start like, good job or you know, or anything. So you never know, like, did they like it? Did they not? And for sometimes forever in your head, you never even know. Yeah. And so you never, not that like you need it or not, but that's just how it is.
You kind of hear from everybody else, like in the crew or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do you do great, or another actor, or
I think they just always say that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Be nice.
Yeah. You did great.
But yeah, man, like, that's the way.
So what's with all this acting that you've done all kinds of crazy stuff. What's like one of the most embarrassing moments you've had ever on set?
For acting? Let's see, embarrassing moment.
You ever just like fucked up a line real bad? Maybe just farted like when it was when they said action or something?
My accent, man. Like, my accent comes out a little bit, like pronouncing words, and I feel like it sounds funny for me, but then it comes out good for them. They say, forgetting lines sometimes. Yeah, like
that's as embarrassing for any actor.
Yeah, so you gotta.
But that just happens.
Yeah, it happens. But something embarrassing, major. Let me see. No, nothing yet.
No, that's good.
I know something to come though. I know something always gonna come.
Knock on wood, man.
Something's always gonna come though. I mean, everybody's had their moment, right?
Yeah.
But
well, what's the most like fun you've ever had on set? Was there a certain day that you were just like, this is crazy?
Let's see. I think they're always fun, man. It's always fun. Yeah, when you're meeting people and just being in front of the camera, or when you're away from the camera, when you're not in that scene, it just feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Feels good.
That's cool, man. Do you have any other projects coming up you're doing, or?
No, I had that Expo come out. That we had the red carpet at IPIC. You guys been to IPIC?
I was there.
Yeah.
You were there.
Have you been?
You guys been IPIC?
No.
Dude,
that place was badass.
That's awesome. Yeah. I never knew. I never
they
heard
had chairs
of
like these.
Yeah, like chairs like these. All you can eat popcorn and drinks.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let me see what else I got going on.
So how is
just been submitting to different stuff, man, like LA, and
Yeah.
I always like looking every day on the phone or at work in the laptop and just
submitting
videos, and I get, hey, send a video audition. We like your look, blah blah blah, and try to stay busy with that, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
always keep auditions in the loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. How was your experience with Expo? What'd you think of the film when you watched it?
I think it was a good film. It turned out pretty good. The story was pretty good. I think I was on set for like two days, and then later on the next week, like another day, had a couple fight scenes with Derek.
Yeah.
He was just here, so
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
You
man.
guys got to see each other in passing.
Yeah. Cool movie. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was cool, man. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I was my first gun battle scene, so it was just interesting because when you film that stuff, it's just goofy because you're just, you pulling up the gun. I
and
feel like
nothing's
a
coming
5-year-old
out.
kid, and then you see it, and there's sound effects and epic
Exactly.
music, and the guy loses his finger. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, I'm a badass.
Yeah, so it came out
It's on
better
the
than
big
you thought.
screen. What's that?
It came out better than you thought.
Yeah,
Because
for
when you
sure.
told me, like, I just got a gun scene, I'm like, when I saw the gun scene, I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
That was pretty
very
cool.
stoked,
Yeah. I haven't seen the whole movie yet, but from what I've seen, I'm very surprised with how good it looks. It looks good.
Yeah,
It really looks good.
yeah, good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took a lot of time on it. You could
He
tell,
took a lot of
so-
time. I think it was like 2 years,
Yeah,
but he took his time. So, and he got a couple.
And he's got such a great story and
Yeah.
the background and it sounds like he's good. It's really good. He's a good director to do movies, to make movies with. And
Yeah, Joseph also, man, like, I did a couple commercials for him, not for him, but people get hired.
yeah.
I was on set there with him, and cool guy. Yeah, definitely.
Do you do a lot of theater? Or?
I've done so that first theater gig I did. She did another show at the Herberger Theater.
Yeah,
And it was
Wow.
Super Bowl weekend. It sold out, man. 2 days.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I was there. I had a show on a Saturday night and a Sunday night. So you know how people want to go out and do stuff during the Super Bowl weekend and see what's going on in town. So it sold out, man. And good experience, professional,
Yeah.
awesome. Got to sign autographs for the people. You know how you guys done theater here? You done theater, Keith?
I
Anything?
haven't done it, man.
So when I don't know if it's like this for everybody, but every show, but when you finish with the show, they set like big tables with your name, and people come up to you with the poster and you sign, and
Oh, that's cool.
coming up to you. I feel good. It's cool.
Yeah. That's cool, man. What do you like better, theater or film?
I like film, man. Film, and it's just, I don't know. Theater's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I think
Lot
every
of
actor has to
practice.
do theater, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely need to do
I
it.
think every
Yeah.
actor needs to do like that experience, because it's just like we got one shot.
We were talking about that with Derek, and we kind of said, like, theater's like the jiu-jitsu of acting. It keeps you sharp. It keeps you
Exactly.
on your toes. You learn your craft.
Yeah.
Doing theater, because you have to be spot on every show all the time.
Exactly.
You can't say cut and redo it
And if you do mess up, the other actor has to see that you did it, and then
and
they
how-
go with it.
how
So,
to fix it.
For example, like I was playing what was that? What's the name of that? My role, like a server. So I was like the butler throughout the whole show. So they needed a good looking guy, so they hired me. So no, but so I was a butler. I'm coming out with a bottle of champagne. It's closed, obviously, and I drop it on set. And then the two lead actresses go along with it, and
That's
I go,
badass.
and after that, I go along with it too, and I'm like that's crazy. That's theater, man. Like, you just
Yeah.
Go
so in
with
front
it.
of all these people, man, like hundreds of people, I go in, and it's just loud, like, because like I think it's wooden floor. I'm like grabbing my hand. I'm like, crap. But she's like, she said something. What she say? There he goes again, messing up my order or something. I'm like,
Wow.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I get another bottle right. Just went along with it, I'm like, smooth. It went smooth.
That's awesome.
And everybody
man.
thought like that was part of the.
So where you went from like, oh fuck, to like, wow. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
literally
In my
within,
mind, I'm
10
like, damn, what do
seconds.
I do? Like, but like just 2 seconds, 3
yeah,
seconds,
it's
man.
being
Like,
sharp on
boom,
your
right
toes.
there.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
That's
Yeah.
a really cool story, man.
yeah,
That's what actors need, is that kind of
stuff like
practice,
that, man.
yeah.
Because like, you
Because on
it
set
can
you'd be
happen
like,
on set
cut,
too,
and
man.
then
It can,
you-
it can happen too, though, because like, you just gotta.
it can make the
something
scene.
else.
It can.
It can
I
make
mean,
the scene,
it
so-
might be a little bit different, and it could be like,
Yeah.
you know, that worked really
Exactly,
well. Let's
exactly.
go with
Or
that.
at least spark an idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Being professional, like
Yeah.
you said, you were talking about. It's professional.
just keeping it like
Being
just keep it, man.
professional.
Just keep going.
Yep. Learning your craft and being very sharp on with your craft.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Yeah, that's fucking cool.
I ask a lot of the actors that come on here your process of memorizing lines. Do you have a certain way that you do that?
I use flashcards, man.
Oh, really?
I use flashcards and I highlight. I just started doing this a couple years back. I just feel like it's better for me. So I put my lines and I read them and I just switch to the next or just walk around. I use flashcards, man.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Actually,
that's
yeah,
helped with me.
that's probably I'd probably end up doing the same type of thing. If I need to memorize something, that's what I'll do. I gotta have something visual. You know what I mean? And then once I do the visual for a little bit, then I could just do the listening.
The voicing.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
but it's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
I gotta have something visual to kind of picture in my head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for this movie, they went to Cannes, Mr. Deshee. My fiance was helping me out, so I started with the flashcards and I gave them to her. It was like it's time, like for the next day. So I'm walking around, I say my lines like nope, or doesn't feel real. Do it again. You forgot the line, so flashcards is like.
That's cool.
Do you
That'll help me
record
out.
yourself at all? Because I know a lot of people have been saying they record themselves.
I've already recorded myself, no, but I think I should. I think it'll probably help more. But
Yeah.
a lot of the mirror stuff.
Yeah.
In the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about that until recently. Somebody said it, and I was like, "Yeah, that's true." I mean,
Because you see yourself.
that's kind of
it's
gotta be
different, man.
weird. That's kind of gotta be weird when you first start doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
I was
like
thinking that.
it's gotta be really weird to
Are you
sit
talking about
there
looking in the mirror?
and trying to make facial changes
yeah.
and like, oh, I'm gonna do it like this, and make that expression, and you're trying expressions, and you kind of like.
And then you're like, wow, I look weird.
Yeah,
and
you
then you
look
start like
goofy as
analyzing
fuck.
yourself and you start
Yeah.
getting in your head.
Yeah.
So for me, I hate watching myself, man, or even hearing myself.
Yeah. A
So
lot
it's
of
just
people.
Oh
like-
yeah, fuck yeah, hearing yourself.
Dude.
It's hard to hear this podcast like
But
when we're talking.
you know what?
It is.
A lot of people ask me that. A lot of people say, is it weird hearing yourself?
Yes.
And when I first coming into this podcast, I told myself it's gonna be weird. Period. Just don't care. And then it hasn't been an issue. For some reason, that just clicked for me. Like, don't even worry about it. Everybody thinks it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't care, but when I hear it back, I'm like, I can't believe I say things like that, or I wish I could be better well spoken.
Yeah.
See,
Not
and
mumble
that
as much.
Yeah, and that happens like with movies. Like when I saw Expo, I'm like, damn, I should have done that instead. Or
Every actor does
I'm
that,
like,
dude.
dude,
That's
like,
not just you.
I was like,
Everybody.
wait, yeah. I'm like, shoot, like.
Or you could be like, I did a better take. Why didn't they pick that one? But
Yeah.
it doesn't serve the story or whatever, So
Yeah.
that's the other thing that sucks
Yeah.
is you do multiple takes and you never know what my biggest fear is I always hear these actors and they'll bring their entire families to these premieres and then their whole thing gets cut out and
And
they're
the
like,
family's like, where were you?
yeah, exactly.
That happens a lot.
A lot.
Does that happen a lot?
Oh, for sure. Like big name actors even. You know what I mean? They
Dang.
get all excited to go there and they find
Yeah,
out
I've
It's
there's
heard
like
it.
that.
in
It's
it.
like the show. Have you guys seen Gossip Girl before? It's a
No.
good show, man.
Yeah.
No.
I got
No.
into it. I watched the first 3 seasons.
I know, I get it. Sometimes you watch
Cool, it's
shows
cool,
with
man,
your-
but it's
with
like
your
I was like, I'm not
woman
gonna
and-
watch this.
That's
Like,
another fiance.
it's
show.
another fiance
Yeah.
thing. She's like a sub CW show. So, but it was pretty cool to the 3rd season, and after that, just again,
Yeah.
That's how the
But-
Good Beach was.
yeah. So I saw there was an
I like
episode of an actress. She
I
invites all
really
her
did watch
family.
that.
She invites her whole family in the episode, and she just gets cuts off. It doesn't show her like.
Oh yeah.
So, like,
super
yeah.
embarrassed. Yeah.
I never knew that happened though.
Yeah, oh yeah, a lot.
Who's the star of that show?
Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Oh, Blake Lively.
Blake
yeah. I've
Lively.
never- I've
Who
never
else?
seen him.
Who's Chuck Bass? I like. He was a good actor. He's from England.
I don't know who that is.
Ed Westwick.
Cool guy.
Ed Westwick. Yeah, I think
You
I
guys
And
know who
watch-
it is.
I know you guys
What about
have.
Dan? What about Dan Humphrey? What's his name? What's his acting name? Oh, his real name? That's Dan Humphrey.
Have you guys watched? I think you guys have watched The Boys.
It's probably
Yes.
the second lead role actor. He's a guy.
Have you watched The Boys on Amazon Prime?
Amazon.
No.
It's fucking badass.
Amazing show, man. It's called The Boys. It's based off a comic book, and it's fucking hardcore,
Really?
man.
Is the
Wow.
comic good?
The comic's just like the show. I mean, and there's a little bit story changes, but it's like 90% exactly like the show.
Yeah, it's so
Nice.
good, dude.
The
Yeah,
du-
there's
Oh, sorry. The dude who plays Dan Humphrey is Penn Badgley. Glee. Sorry, Brian.
Badgley. He has his show on Netflix. There's a new one. It's called what's it called? You. Have you guys seen You?
No.
So he's a librarian, and some girl comes in, and he like falls in love with her, and dude, it's crazy. You got to watch it. He ends up like, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
The problem is the's so many fucking shows. I just
Dude, like Netflix is like the thing, man. Like that,
Netflix,
Amazon.
not only
and
that,
Hulu,
but now
like,
Disney's coming out the November 12th. They're fucking dropping Mandalorians right away. I just watched actually a YouTube video of just all the things they're dropping. They're literally remaking every fucking movie and then turning everything into a TV show.
Which
now.
one?
It's crazy. Disney's coming out with their own
Streaming service.
Yeah.
streaming service and shit.
I saw they're coming out with the what's that Disney movie with the dogs?
Lady and the Tramp.
You saw that?
I just
Dude,
watched
looks
the video
like kind
on
of
it.
weird. The dogs look
They're-
kind of creepy.
I'm like, what?
Well, a dog from here got chosen as
That's
the role.
what Jordan told me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jordan
the
from
shelter
Animal
dog.
Shelter,
is
yeah.
that the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Did you guys see the news that came out this last weekend about Disney and Marvel? They're going to do a Moon Knight show.
I just saw that.
I
too.
saw that.
They're going to do a
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk and the new Kamala Khan Miss Marvel.
I saw that.
I'm actually interested in the I don't know if it's a cartoon or what, but the What If. That sounds
That's
bad as fuck.
yeah, because
That's, you know what that reminds me of Red Sun.
yes, that's
like
exactly what
Marvel's
it is.
Red Sun.
Elseworlds, yeah. DC did Elseworlds, Marvel did What If.
And
Wow.
also,
I love that shit.
they're gonna cut out Spider-Man. No more Spider-Man.
Yeah,
But they've been saying that for a while, right?
Well, do you guys
Kind
know
of.
the backstory on that?
Well, I know
No.
how Sony owns it. Marvel
well,
sold
yeah,
it to
so
them.
Marvel sold it to them for how much, Chris?
Sony bought it for Spider-Man and all of his villains for $7 million.
That's
In
back
the 90s?
and that's back in the 90s because Marvel was going bankrupt.
Bankrupt, yes.
Oh.
But here's the
wow.
crazy thing, right? Sony has made $7 billion off of the Spider-Man movies they've made so far. And the deal that they struck with Marvel so Marvel could use them was, Chris, what was it again?
Sony would put the money up front and Marvel would produce it, and Marvel would get, the MCU would get 5% and Sony would get 95% of the gross.
10.
Now Disney wants 50.
No,
Correct.
that's fair.
That's
so fair. Marvel,
Fuck Disney.
Sony's already made $7 billion off of it.
just because
off
Marvel and
Spider-Man.
Disney Marvel got fucked on that deal, then they have to.
No,
fucking,
but
So wait, what?
I'm on
what-
Sony's side. I don't.
Sony's Spider-Man movies suck.
I don't care. I don't think they should make. I agree with all of that. But when it comes to a business decision, why should Sony fucking say
To make
bow
more
down
money.
to Disney? Fuck
Sony's
that.
if they put out shit movies, they're not going to do
Fuck.
it.
I'm glad they stood up and
Marvel's-
said "fuck you" to Disney. If Disney owns everything, you know what I mean? Like it
Dude,
sucks
Disney-
that
dude,
it
Disney's
sucks he's
making-
not in the universe and all that. But besides all that
Sony
shit,
won't make the type of money that they could make with Marvel because Marvel has so many amazing
I think
stories
there's so
for
many
the Spider-Man
factors behind
universe.
it that we don't know that we're so stupid about that there's a definitely good reason why they
When
did that.
Sony made $7 billion, like Disney made like $70 billion.
No,
Yeah, no shit.
No. What I'm saying about the $7 billion is that's how much they made off their initial investment of $7 million.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
So you've made a ton of
That's
money off of
awesome.
it by putting out shit
That
product.
was a good buy.
But you put out shit product, and it wasn't until Marvel got involved that Spider-Man was good again.
I hate Sony also, but I hate Disney more. So I say fuck Disney. Good job, Sony.
Yeah,
sticking
I'm
up
just
for those
looking at
fuckers.
it as
You're
a
looking at it as a comic book fan.
I
yeah.
want to see
Yeah.
good movies. I want to
Yeah.
see good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shit that they have going on with the Spider-Verse in comics is amazing. I mean, we haven't even gotten Miles Morales. We haven't gotten Spider-Gwen. We haven't gotten.
So there's more to it, man. It's like
There's
it's
so
huge,
much
right?
Shit, man, that's so cool. We're not gonna get a Craven movie. We're gonna get a Craven movie. We're not gonna get that shit now. It's there's just a lot of cool shit that we're gonna miss out on. I think it'll get hammered. It'll get fixed. I think that there's too much behind. Like too much. People are pissed, and even like the actors. Like
I think
Tom
that-
Holland's like not happy.
Yeah.
So. Whatever, because
how
that's
it
the other
is,
thing,
man.
you know. He was going to be the leader of the Avengers. You know what I mean? He was going to take over Iron Man's role in the MCU, and be the he was going to be he's taking over for Tony Stark, literally. You know what I mean? So what a mistake on Sony's part to not capitalize and make money.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I don't know. I say they did. I'm still on their side for that.
It's 'cause
You know
hate
why?
Disney. I get it.
No, I know why, because it is going to work out and they're going to get a better deal. And
You never been to Disney, Keith?
That's all. What's that?
Disneyland?
Yeah,
It's
I've been to
fun,
Disney
man.
World. I think
It's
it's a
fun.
nightmare. Fucking
No,
a
it's
bunch
fun.
of sweaty ass
But
people
the
trying to get
Star
on a
Wars
ride.
thing, there's a
fucking
new
bratty
Star
ass kids.
Wars.
You can't smoke weed.
get the-
Fucking beers are like $11. Fuck Disneyland. Fuck Disney World. Fuck Disney. Fuck Star Wars.
I never got into Star Wars.
Yeah, fuck it. Don't. It sucks. No.
I tried, but I don't know why. I mean, I
Fuck
don't have nothing
Kathleen
against
Kennedy.
it, but I never
Sorry,
had
I've
nothing
been
against it.
drinking a little bit, so I've been
There you
talking
go.
and shit. Sorry.
So, but yeah, man, crazy money, huh?
Yeah.
Money can do.
Yeah, it's
You-
fucking it's nuts, dude.
I mean, Disneyland's cool, I guess, when you're like a little kid, but I have no.
Well, Disney.
You know when
almost has a
Disneyland's
monopoly.
awesome? I would go there I've had a good bag of mushrooms.
Yeah.
That'd be probably
Because
scary.
the last time I went, I took bunk mushrooms. And I spent the
Yeah.
whole time waiting for them to kick in.
You got
And-
lucky. I've never heard of somebody getting bunk mushrooms.
what
Hey,
is
no.
a bun- what is
Kill
bun-
you.
They probably give you real mushrooms.
I don't know what the fuck they were.
Yeah, they were
but-
probably like non-psychedelic mushrooms.
Yeah,
They
took
just
them off
sold
in the
you,
salad.
Like, yeah.
But,
yeah, you're probably exactly right.
Would you buy it in Disneyland? That's probably why.
Actually, I from this asshole off of Bluefield in my old
Mhm.
neighborhood, but it was like one of those things where the Disneyland trip's coming up, and for 2 weeks I'm searching.
Yes.
How is mushrooms the hardest drug to find? I could get crack, heroin, any drug here delivered in a heartbeat, but mushrooms is always like, especially when you want mushrooms, no one
Yes.
has mushrooms.
But
So I
when
was
you
like,
don't,
I'm going to
they're
Disneyland. I
everywhere.
got 2 weeks. I'll find it. Then it was like the day before, this dickhead down the street was like, I'll get them. I paid way more than I should have for them. I grabbed them. Fucking gave them to Oompa, all my friends, and then it was just disappointing because if we wouldn't have took the mushrooms, we would have had a great time at Disneyland. But we
That
took
probably
them.
would've been fun.
I know, but we took them, and the whole time we're just
You're
waiting for
waiting
this.
for 'em to
yeah,
kick
like,
in.
Has anything happened yet? Has
Yes.
anything happened yet? No.
Yeah.
Fuck. This sucks.
Mushrooms, huh?
It says here that there is a mushroom season, which says late September to early January, so that may be a reason
It's coming
why.
up, Keith.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
What do you
Taking
mean?
a-
What
taking a-
does that?
There's a season for how
That
they grow.
that may be why you can never find them.
But people are growing them in their
No, people- I
closets,
know,
man.
people
yeah.
Grow that? Yeah, people have all kinds of labs
yeah.
and shit.
I remember was or our buddy was growing them.
How do you do that?
Fucking throwing our buddy under the bus.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to edit that.
Cut that.
No, basically all you do is they're spores. You just buy the spores off the internet.
That's legal.
yeah.
that's
They're
actually legal.
it's
can buy
just
that.
you buy psilocybin spores and you buy these little. They look like kind of like sponges, and you just put them on the sponges there, and then you put them in a Tupperware that's super clean. Like you cleaned it like 1,000
brand new?
times. Nope, you have to clean it with a special cleaning
wow.
agent. It cannot have. It's got to be cleaner than clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you just take that and you put it in a closet for like 2 weeks, 3
In
weeks.
the dark.
In the dark, and then they'll grow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You dry them out, fucking
Dry
pop
'em out.
5 grams of those, and fucking meet God.
Well, you shouldn't have said that. But no, I never tried them, man. But I heard I heard a lot of good stuff about them, like
They're
about
amazing. They change
You
lives.
should, man.
Yes.
'cause,
like depression, and then
yes.
like opens like
not
some
just depression. It's all about what we like to talk about is ego death. And
Ego
you
death
get a
and,
lot of
like-
that from I don't do jujitsu, but we have a lot of friends that are in jujitsu, and they talk about that ego death and you get that on mushrooms where. You have the time of your life. Say it's like 6 hours. You're laughing, giggling, this and that. But there's at least 20, 30 minutes, dude, where you reanalyze your life. You're like, why wasn't I asshole here? Why wasn't I asshole there? And all these things. And you literally wake up the next day a better person. And sometimes you even make amends with people. And you become more loving. It's very odd. Like it just makes you really just see inward on
And
yourself.
I heard like it opens like some like I don't know like different way of thinking.
Yes.
Well, it's more about
like-
connecting different parts of the brain. I
You
think.
become
and
very empathetic.
That's a
Yeah.
great way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I highly suggest. I try to take a heroic dose, which is 5 grams every year. I'm supposed to take it this September. I'm actually think I'm going to wait till next year, but I like to do it just to put my ego in check. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's a good, just a.
And they're
spiritual
legalizing
way to
it.
do it.
They're decriminalizing it in a lot of states now. Nevada. There's a couple.
Isn't it Denver
Jamie,
too?
Yeah,
Denver,
Jamie.
yeah.
Yeah,
Denver.
Jamie. What states just decriminalize psilocybin mushrooms? I think they're decriminalizing. They're also going to talk about decriminalizing. Well, I don't know about
Ketamine?
DMT, but MDMA because of the MAPS. What's going on with the MAPS project and the psychedelic sciences and stuff like that.
I know Oakland just did it.
Oakland.
Denver,
Wow.
Denver.
Denver.
Like
Oh
you
yeah, I
said,
heard Oakland.
they're talking about doing it in all of Canada as well.
Nice.
All of Canada, huh?
And there's a couple other places I think that just did
Dude,
it
everything's
too.
just gonna be legal, man.
Well,
everything.
I think that they're
Even meth,
smart.
probably. Who knows?
The thing is, even if
Like,
you legalize
the
those
hell?
drugs, it's for the better because
Yeah.
it'll be less drug
Crime.
cartels.
I don't know
crimes.
if you should legalize meth.
I
but
think so. I think all drugs should be legalized. I
Yeah.
think there's no.
They
About
say it's your
education.
choice, right?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
your brain, it's
Yeah,
your
your
body. Should be
choice,
able to
like,
do it. All
I
the
guess,
problems with drugs are the problems with trying to get it, and you know what I mean, and those things. If they were there, as a matter of fact, when they legalized marijuana in Denver or in Colorado, teen marijuana usage went down. The percentage, you can look that up, even Jamie, like went down.
Because it was probably so easy to get.
No,
No,
because
because
it's not as rebellious.
education.
Education, it's not as rebellious.
It's
you know
not
what I mean?
the
It's-
forbidden fruit anymore.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like kids, it wasn't as hard to get. Like, oh, I want
Yeah,
it.
exactly, that type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So
I
like,
see what you're saying,
oh,
I
it's
see
there.
what
Like,
you're
I don't
saying.
want to do it no more.
Yeah,
Versus
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal
Exactly.
anymore.
When I was a kid, or when we were teenagers, man, like I've been smoking weed since I was 14, dude. But back then it was like equivalent of having crack. Like to have, like you're always trying to hide it and this and that, but it's fucking marijuana. You know
that's
what I mean?
crazy.
It's
How
crazy.
like too like yeah.
And now, like I see, Kyle as a little kid come in here, and I was trying to hide everything and shit. And
Yeah.
you're like, he knows what a grinder is. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah.
It's
He'll
not-
grind it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah.
It's not the forbidden fruit anymore. It's a medicine.
And
Yeah,
people
and
are
it
starting
kind
to
of always
realize
has
that.
been, man. Like,
Yes, it always has.
but
been,
like
amen.
people like thought it was crazy, man. And
Yeah.
when I tried it before, I was like, what? A few years back, 2012 actually. I never liked how it made me feel.
Then
I
that's
never
totally
liked it.
cool.
I
Yeah.
never liked how it made me feel because I would overthink things and I'd be like, I should be doing this.
Uh-huh.
I should
That's
be doing
good,
that.
though.
Like
But
it
that-
depressed me.
but-
Like it made me like down. Like
The thing is, though,
Like,
it
you
does
just go
give you
home,
anxiety,
like-
but sometimes it's a good anxiety,
Yeah.
especially if you learn how to use it and channel it. You know what I mean?
so it's like, what are you doing here? Go home. Like you got to be up early or you should
Yeah.
be working. What are you doing here? Or,
Yes, that's
I'm
a
like,
great.
damn.
Yeah.
So everybody's having fun. And I'm like,
no, weed
just like-
does that,
yeah.
but I think that's a good. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing.
yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah.
like. I think you need that as a
Yeah.
human being. You know what I mean? Smoke a bowl and fuck. You know, think about your shit for a little bit.
Yeah.
because it makes you think differently, and it
Yeah.
also makes you think of like, why,
How to be a better person.
Well, not just exactly. Like if like because I'm a huge dickhead if I don't smoke weed, and I'll be an asshole, and then I'll smoke it, and you're like, why wasn't I an asshole?
Yeah.
Like in that situation, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you know, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
It says a crazy fact here. It said before it was legal, Colorado was #1 with teen use, and like most people that smoked that were teens were from Colorado. When it was legalized, they went from #1 to #7.
Wow.
Wow.
So
what I'm saying.
it's just like Keith said. It's like educational, I guess.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I think like the rebellious thing. You know what I mean? Like
It's not
It's
the
like-
forbidden
yeah.
fruit.
yeah,
What are we at time wise, gents?
yeah. That's
We are at 105.
oh sweet.
Do you have anything that you got coming up that you want people to check out? I mean, the movie.
All right, just any
obviously.
plugs, dude. Do you have anything you want to
Yeah.
plug?
Like, I
Social
had-
media, any movies, films?
I had a play I was doing, man. Spanish play. I was gonna tour here, Mexico and Tucson.
Oh wow.
Rocky Point too, or Mexico. I was already rehearsing for like a month and a half, man. Like, so I started out with the role as a husband, and then someone else with an older look came. I was like, hey, you should do the husband. I think you're a good fit for that. And I ended up being the son. It's a gay son, but he's an actor in the show. He's an actor, so he's like very Hollywood, you know. So.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so how are we gonna do this? So I practice. I got into the character better and better. It was like a month and a half already. So I go to Wyoming for the summer for 2 weeks. I told the directors, like, hey, I gotta go. I leave out of town. I do this every summer. My fiance's family, we hang out. She's like, that's too much time. Like, the show's when you come back. It's a week left to the show, which was July 20th. So.
Because you're missing a lot of rehearsals.
Yeah, but I'm like, I rehearse for a month and a half.
I know
take
the
my
theater.
stuff
You
to
guys rehearse
work.
a lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
take my stuff to work. Like, I'll take my lines over there too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I practice. Like, she's like, I can't have you no more. I'm like, wait. Okay. I told her, I was like, when I come back from Wyoming, if you don't like what I've done in the rehearsals, like, cut me.
Just give me a shot.
She's like, okay, perfect. Like, we shook hands. Like, okay, that sounds good. So we made a deal. So I'm in Wyoming having a good time, whatever. I'm in bed and I'm just checking the chat because we had a chat. and it seems like J. Alfonso was removed.
Oh.
I'm like, wait, what?
She knew that the whole time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I checked. I messaged one of the actors that I made friends with. Like, hey, what happened? Have you heard anything about me? He's like, no, I haven't heard nothing bad about you. So I sent her a text like, hey, I seen that I was removed from the chat. What happened? So she sent me a big paragraph, man, saying that you're not dedicated, you didn't take this serious, and you weren't going. You were just going to Wyoming for vacation when you had this going on. I was like, we shook on it. Like, she was saying all these bad stuff, man. Like, she's like, you're a good actor, but like, you're not for this role, whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, we just shook hands, and like you told me you're gonna give me a shot, but since day one, man, I feel like her vibe. I feel like she didn't like me, man. So
Well,
I was there still.
You learned something from it.
Everything happens for a reason, man.
learned, yeah.
There's a
So
reason
I'm like,
for you not to have that.
So then they ended up doing the show a month. They gave it another month extension, which is today, August 20th. I mean, August, what are we at right now?
24th.
August 25th.
25th. So the show was August 25th now. So I was like, I had time.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Like,
Yeah.
I'm
she
like,
just-
so
Yeah, that's a bummer. Well, you got the movie that premiered in Cannes.
I got the movie in Cannes, man.
What is that movie again? Sorry.
Mr. Deshee?
Mr. Deshee.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Is there any way to watch that right now, or is it still in the circuit?
It's done, but no,
it's not out.
it's
It
not
has a
out yet.
premiere.
The premiere's gonna be here in Vegas, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I forgot
be
about
on the
that,
lookout for
Be on
that.
the lookout, man, and I'll be posting stuff up, and
Oh yeah.
I want you guys to check it out.
What's your Instagram account?
It's J Official Action. J Official Action. So yeah, I got all my stuff right there, my acting stuff, and
Cool.
just trying to
Fuck
stay
yeah,
busy,
man.
man. Even with so I learned a lot with acting, man. Like, it has to do, well, for me, with like my body, and being in shape.
Yeah.
And it's just like I get roles like, you got to take your shirt off, or you got to do this, and at that moment, it's like I'm like, I don't feel comfortable, you know. So I've been getting up every day, man, before work at 5, hitting the gym, and then I do it again after work with the fiance. So I do twice a day, man. So I meal prepped.
Wow.
So I'm like getting it, man. Like, it's just like I got to be more serious, you know.
That's
Serious stuff.
You gotta
man.
post that shit on. Do you post that
Yeah.
shit on your Instagram while you're doing it? Because that's like what The Rock does to inspire people. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you did that, it would inspire.
I think
other
that'd be
people.
cool. Yeah, you know, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Keep
just
that.
like while you're doing that, getting up, post that
Yeah,
shit.
'cause, like-
and then post your fucking second one, and other people are like, fuck, this guy's getting it. What am I doing? I should be getting it. You know?
Yeah, man. It makes me feel good too, comfortable. You know, like I'm ready for this role. Like,
There's nothing
yeah.
worse when they say you have to take your shirt
I got
off.
everything. Like I'm. You know what I mean? So
Right on,
it
man.
comes a lot with acting, man. So
Well,
that's
fucking really
cool.
appreciate you taking the time to come on, man.
Thank you
Fucking,
for
I know it
having
gets
me,
hot
man.
as fucking
This
as
is
balls in here,
awesome.
but we'll turn the lights off and turn the AC on here in
This
a minute.
had a good time, man.
Yeah, man,
This
you
is
come,
awesome.
come back on anytime, and fucking yeah. So where'd that slate go actually? Oh, can you hand me that slate? I'm sorry.
hell yeah, man. Good show. Thank you, brother.
Thank you guys,
That
man.
is
Thank you. It's good talk. Good
Fuck
talk.
yeah. Do you have anything else, McClay? Don Rizze, Little Mac.
Just thank you to you guys. Appreciate it. You know, we want to say it again. Ryan and Chris.
Thank you for guys for looking up looking up info. You know.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
man.
he's,
Cool.
uh,
Yeah,
he's,
they make this show go. These two guys
Awesome,
make
man.
this show go.
Thank you,
so,
man.
That's right.
Yeah. Check out and check out Absolute Geek Podcast and Tales from the Flip Side. CBSI presents Tales from the Flip Side.
Sexy Jamie shirts coming soon.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on the Bogcast episode 38. Sweet, thanks, brother.
Bang.